We ready for the first one? Here, okay. Third movement. Third movement. Third movement. Here we go. Ready? Third movement. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and. Captain America, quickly. Captain America. Go quickly, go quickly. Quickly. Here we go. Captain America, here we go. You ready, brother? One, two. right, see you guys.
As Grand Marshal of Dixie State University, it is my privilege to proclaim the opening of this 2022 commencement ceremony. Please stand and join in singing our national anthem. Please be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Michael LaCourse, DSU's Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs.
Thank you, Professor Parson, for the presentation of the University Mace. We also thank our banner carriers representing each college and the Dixie State Symphony Band under the direction of Dr. Brian Smith for providing the music for today's ceremony. Members of the class of 2022. Board of Higher Education, Board of Trustees, distinguished faculty, administrative staff, and honored guests. Greetings to all of you, and a very special welcome to the parents, spouses, partners, relatives, and friends of our graduates. Your encouragement, support, and presence in the lives of these students has contributed greatly to this joyous occasion. It is now my honor to recognize the commencement participants on the stage. When I call their names, I ask that they briefly stand and then be seated. Please hold your applause until all of our guests have been announced. Seated with us on the stand this morning are Dr. Richard B. Williams, Dixie State University President, Ms. Carly Fiorina, founder and president of Carly Fiorina Enterprises, Ms. Julie Hartley, Associate Commissioner of the Utah System of Higher Education, Ms. Nina Barnes, member of the Utah Board of Higher Education, Mr. Wilfred Clyde, member of the Utah Board of Higher Education, Ms. Patricia Jones, member of the Utah Board of Higher Education, members of the Dixie State University Board of Trustees, Ms. Tiffany Larkin Wilson, Chair, Mr. David Elkington, Mr. Daniel Ipson, Ms. Colleen Kvetko, Mr. Devin McDonald, Ms. Betty Barnum, who also serves as the Alumni Association President, Ms. Penny Mills, President of the Dixie State University Student Association, representing the Dixie State University Administration, Mr. Del Beatty, Vice President of Student Affairs, Mr. Ken Beezer, Executive Director of Athletics, Ms. Becky Broadbent, General Counsel, Mr. Brad Last, Vice President of University Advancement, Mr. Paul Morris, Vice President of Administrative Affairs, Dr. Jordan Sharp, Vice President of Marketing and Communication, Dr. Tasha Toy, Chief Diversity Officer, Mr. Henry Walton, Assistant to the President for Community and Government Relations. Mr. Courtney White, Associate Vice President of Executive Affairs and Chief of Staff. Dr. Jeffrey Jarvis, Dean of the College of Art. Dr. Kyle Wells, Dean of the College of Business. Dr. Brenda Saby, Dean of the College of Education. Dr. Elazir Bermudez, Dean of the College of Health Sciences. Dr. Stephen Lee, Dean of the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Dr. Eric Pedersen, Dean of the College of Science, Engineering, and Technology. Ms. Kelly Peterson Fairchild, Dean of Library and Open Learning Services. Ms. Allie Threet, Assistant Vice President and Dean of Students. Mr. Peter Nybert, Associate Professor of Athletic Training and Chair of the Graduate Council. Ms. Susan Ertel, President, DSU Faculty Senate. Dr. Glenn Webb, President-elect, DSU Faculty Senate. Ms. Breanne Carter, Valedictorian and Student Speaker. Mr. Cameron Morby, Chair of the Dixie State University Foundation Executive Board. Honorary Doctorate recipient, Mr. Gary Stone. Faculty Emeritus Award recipients, Dr. Randall Chase, Mr. Joe Green, Dr. N. Chip McLeod, and Dr. Dennis Wignall. Mr. Del Parson, Grand Marshal. Our graduation name readers, Dr. Adriana Brandt, Chair, Department of Education. Ms. Darlene Dilley, Associate Provost for Enrollment Management. Mr. Chris Gifford, Director of Branch Campuses. And Dr. Diana Reese, Assistant Professor of Chemistry. We would also like to welcome state legislators, county commissioners, mayors, city council members, and other elected officials who may be in attendance. With those in attendance, please stand and be recognized. Thank you all for being with us today. A detailed list of platform guests and emeriti faculty is included in the printed program for your reference. I wish to acknowledge and express our gratitude to the many volunteers who make this ceremony possible. Sincere thanks to our wonderful staff and faculty graduation volunteers. Will the members of our Dixie State University esteemed faculty please stand? We wish to recognize them for their profound impact on the success of our 2022 graduating class. We would also like to welcome several of our faculty emeriti in the front row. Thank you. Please be seated. Will the members of our Dixie State University professional staff please stand? We wish to recognize and thank you for the support and guidance you have provided our graduates during their time at DSU. Thank you, and please be seated. To present faculty emeriti certificates to select members of our esteemed faculty, please welcome Dr. Richard B. Williams, 18th President of Dixie State University, to the podium.
Would Miss Summer Berry, who is representing the late Dr. Brad Berry, Dr. Randall Chase, Mr. Joe Green, Dr. N. Chip McLeod, and Dr. Dennis Wignall please join me at the podium to be recognized as our newest emeritus faculty. Professor Emeritus status is a mark of distinction granted to faculty members whose service has been characterized by high professional achievement and who have given long outstanding service to this institution. Only retiring faculty members who have served Dixie State University for at least 15 years immediately prior to their retirement are considered for this honor. This year we honor 5 members of our distinguished faculty: Dr. Brad Berry posthumously, Dr. Randall Chase, Mr. Joe Green, Dr. N. Chip McLeod, and Dr. Dennis Wignall.
The language common on each plaque that is presented to our emeriti faculty reads, "The Board of Trustees and Administration of Dixie State University, upon recommendation of the faculty and by virtue of the authority in them vested, award the honor of Assistant, Associate, and Professor Emeritus in recognition of distinguished service and significant achievement, with all the rights and privileges thereunto pertaining, given at Dixie State University in the state of Utah on the 6th day of May in the year 2022. Posthumously, Dr. Brad Berry in the discipline of English, accepting the posthumous degree in English on behalf of the late Dr. Brad Berry is Summer Berry. To Dr. Randall Chase in the discipline of Communication Studies. To Mr. Joe Green in the discipline of Political Science and Economics. To Dr. Dennis Wignall in the discipline of Communication Studies. Dr. N. Chip McLeod in the discipline of History. Thank you for your years of dedicated service to Dixie State University. It is now my honor and privilege to again introduce Dr. Richard B. Williams, 18th President of Dixie State University, to deliver his remarks. President Williams.
Thank you, Dr. LaCourse. Graduates, family and friends, members of the Utah State Board of Higher Education, Dixie State Board of Trustees, distinguished legislators, county commissioners, platform guests, faculty, staff, and administration. It is my honor to welcome you to the 111th commencement ceremony at Dixie State University. We are thrilled to be able to honor the accomplishments of our graduates. I'd like to give a special welcome to the family and friends of our graduates. We know the important role that you have served in the educational journey of your students. We'd like to recognize all of you. Graduates, would you please join me in recognizing your families for the support and assistance they have provided you? Thank you. We trust you are proud of the achievements of your graduate and are satisfied that Dixie State University has served them well. The entire university takes great pride in the role it plays in helping students during the short time they are with us. To the faculty and staff, thank you for the important work you do to help our students succeed. I cannot thank our faculty and staff enough for their heroic efforts in helping our students reach their academic goals. The dedication they display by committing their lives to education is what will make this world a better place. I'd also like to express my gratitude to Breanne Carter for being here today to provide our student address. We are truly honored to have her with us and excited to hear her words of wisdom. Congratulations, Breanne, for being selected to represent your classmates. I welcome Miss Carly Fiorina, who will provide our keynote address. We are grateful she is here with us today, and we are honored to have such a distinguished guest address our graduates. What stands out to me about this graduating class is that you are dedicated, committed, unique, and from what I've witnessed the past few years, you have grit. This graduating class represents 49 different states and 15 different countries, including Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, Finland, France, Germany, Honduras, Iceland, Japan, Nigeria, Spain, Ukraine, United Kingdom, and Vietnam. Also, 34% of this class are first-generation students, students that are the first in their families to earn a college degree. 63% of this class are female, 37% are male. The age range of this graduating class is 16 years old to 79 years young. What a great class. These graduates have also been at Dixie State University during some of its most historic times, a time of great growth and expansion. While you've been here, enrollment has increased 44% from 8,500 to over 12,000 students. Today's commencement is the first where we will recognize graduates from our master's degree program in athletic training. I'm an athletic trainer too, I just gotta let them cheer a little. You witnessed student scholarship funds double from 10 million to close to 20 million in student aid. You saw many new construction projects on campus, such as Campus View Suites 1 and 2, Brooks Stop, the Human Performance Center, Booth Wellness Center, Atwood Innovation Plaza, the Science, Engineering, and Technology Building, the DSU Kanab Center, the DSU Center in Hilldale, and the Greater Zion Stadium. Many existing buildings were remodeled, including Trailblazer Cafe, the McDonald Building, Browning Building, and Udvar-Hazy buildings, as well as the DSU Hurricane Center and the new Student Welcome Center in the Holland Centennial Commons. While you were here, our academic programs were transformed. Over 100 new academic programs were added, including 4 graduate degree programs and 13 online programs. DSU was ranked for the first time in our history by the U.S. News and World Report and has continued to be ranked the past several years. During your time here, over 150 faculty and staff were added. 15 multicultural programs were hosted annually. You provided our community with close to 2 million hours of service and saw millions of dollars raised to keep Dixie State University as the most affordable university in Utah in the West. Last, but certainly not least, you became trailblazers and saw the transition of our athletics program to Division I. While you've been here, you have grown, but so have we. That brings us to today, with you becoming alumni of this great institution. In the spirit of curiosity and a desire to find some words of wisdom for you today, I decided to read, a few weeks ago, several of our commencement speeches from the past to identify common themes of our graduates over the years. If that seems a little nerdy to you, it is, but fascinating nonetheless. These speeches came from commencements in 1922, 1929, 1946, 1970, and the year 2000. I found 2 themes that seem to be prevalent in each of these periods: change and impact. In 1946, M. Don Andrus wrote, "The words Dixie College do not have the same psychic connotations for any of us. Dixie College may mean one thing to you, hold another significance for me, while still another for the next. For the college is no static object, but a dynamic process. She is like a living organism, constantly changing, constantly ingesting new students and teachers. As I outlined before, this is what you have seen while you've been here: constant change. New buildings, new programs, new people, new opportunities. Graduates, today is the beginning of a new phase in your lives. I know you're probably thinking to yourself that you're sick of new phases, tired of change. But this is an exciting new phase, a phase of growth and new experience. Eleanor Isom at our commencement in 1929 gave some profound advice when she said, "All we are today is only the accumulated knowledge and experience of countless generations of toilers who have lived before us. We do not scorn the past, we respect its achievement and accept its challenge to carry on." I love her admonishment to be forward-facing but historically respecting. This leads to the second theme of impact. As you leave here today, you leave with the impact of a college education, an education that many around the world will never achieve. In 1922, J. Woodbury Jr. spoke to his fellow graduates and reminded them that they will always have Dixie in their system, making an impact on their lives. He also stated that this institution will always need them as well, I quote, "here, now, and all the time." As you graduate today, you become a distinguished member of our alumni. You join those that graduated from the St. George Stake Academy from 1911 to 1913, the Dixie Academy from 1913 to 1916, the Dixie Normal College from 1960 to 1923, the Dixie Junior College from 1923 to 1970, the Dixie College from 1970 to 2000, the Dixie State College of Utah from 2000 to 2013, and from Dixie State University from 2013 to today. To recite the words of M. Don Andrus again, this wonderful institution may mean one thing to you, hold another significance for me, while still means something entirely different for yet another. This is one thing that remains constant, this living organism, this great institution that has been under construction for the last 111 years, has made a tremendous impact on all of us. Thank you for all you've given this great institution as students. I also want to thank you for what you're about to contribute as alumni. I'm looking forward to talking with you at a future alumni event and seeing how you have applied the skills and knowledge you have acquired while at Dixie State to advance your careers, serve your communities, and literally help change the world. I hope you return often. To each of you, congratulations and best wishes for a rich and fulfilling life. Go Trailblazers.
Thank you, President Williams, for those words of inspiration. We now wish to pay tribute to our honors graduates. The names of all honors graduates are listed in the program. The distinction of Latin honors is reserved for baccalaureate graduates. Latin honors include the designations of cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude. Cum laude graduates must have a cumulative grade point average of at least 3.65. Magna cum laude graduates are those students with a grade point average of at least 3.80, and the honor of summa cum laude is awarded to those graduates with a cumulative grade point average of at least 3.95. All Latin honor recipients have been provided with a golden honor stole embroidered with the Dixie State University logo. Will all Latin honor graduates, cum laude, please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Will all Latin honor graduates, magna cum laude, please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Will all Latin honor graduates, summa cum laude, please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. We now pay tribute to our honors graduates. Their names are listed in the commencement program. The distinction of honors is awarded to recipients of associate degrees according to the following standards. Honors are awarded to students whose cumulative grade point average is at least 3.5. High honors are awarded to students whose cumulative grade point average is at least 3.75. Dixie State University recognizes all associate honor graduates with a golden honor cord as part of their regalia. Will all associate degree honors graduates please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Please join me again in congratulating all of these students for their outstanding academic achievements. We now want to pause and express our deepest gratitude to all of our graduates who are veterans, those who have served or are serving in the military. Will all graduates who are veterans or are currently serving in the military please stand and receive the honor and gratitude of this assembly? Will all military veterans and active duty service members in the audience also please stand and receive our gratitude? Thank you. In selecting our valedictorian student speaker this year, we invited all interested baccalaureate candidates with cumulative grade point averages of 3.95 or higher to apply for this honor. A faculty committee then evaluated and selected a speaker based on the quality of their commencement address. I am pleased to introduce to you now our valedictorian student speaker, Ms. Brianne Carter. Brianne Carter is graduating today with her Bachelor of Arts in Criminal Justice and a minor in psychology. Born to Tim and Dixie Carter, she was raised in Payson, Utah with her 4 siblings, including a twin sister. She is passionate about education, sustainability, and travel. Her next adventure is taking her to Washington State, where she'll spend her summer working and living in Olympic National Park before continuing her education at the University of Utah, studying French in the fall. Please join me in welcoming Brianne Carter.
My fellow graduates, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Brianne Carter. I'm graduating with my BA in Criminal Justice, and I am honored to have been given the opportunity to speak to you all today. To start off, I want to share a quote with you by Terrence Lewis, who said, "I was, am, and always will be a student. The day I stop learning is the day I die." Now, I didn't realize how deeply I'd attached being a student to my identity until my time here at DSU was coming to an end. Because of this, I'm sure you can either imagine or relate to the panic I felt when I realized I wasn't going to be a student anymore. Suddenly, there were all these options. I could continue my education, get a job, volunteer, travel, or chase any other dream I wanted to. There was a lot of pressure to make a decision about my next step, and not having a plan was a bit stressful. But that panicked feeling went away when I realized 2 things. First, although the uncertainty of the future can be scary, it's also exciting. Having options and making choices about what our next adventure will be is very empowering. Once I decided to lean into the excitement that comes with the unknown, graduating felt less like the end of a journey and more like the beginning of another. I also realized that learning doesn't stop after we walk across the stage today and receive our diplomas. I believe that we learn something from every experience we go through, whether it's good or bad. Excuse me. And to learn is to grow. We've spent the past few years growing here at DSU, and now we get to spend the rest of our lives growing into the people we're meant to become. Now, how many of you met somebody that changed your life? Maybe it was a partner, friend, or professor. Or how many of you tried something you had never done before? Maybe it was a new hobby you picked up or a class you took. How many of you experienced stress and loneliness? How many of you ever failed an exam or struggled in a class? I can't pretend to know what your college experience has been like, but I have no doubt that you learned something outside of the classroom that you probably didn't expect to, like how to be disciplined and manage time, how to balance school, work, and family. Maybe you learned how to live with strangers or live alone. I don't know what you gained from your time spent at DSU, but I suspect it was a lot more than just your degree. And you're sitting here today because regardless of any hardships or challenges you faced, you persevered. Each and every one of us have had completely unique college experiences. None of us took the exact same set of classes, met the same people, had the same roommates or living situation. We didn't all participate in the same sports or join the same clubs. The only thing we have in common is that we are all students who just accomplished something incredible together. So not only is graduating something to be proud of, which it is, but it's also something to be grateful for. I'm grateful for the opportunity to attend DSU and for everyone who makes education at this institution possible. I'm grateful for the incredible support system I found in my family, friends, and classmates. and I'm grateful for everything I've learned in my time here at DSU, inside the classroom and out. So no matter what your next step is, I hope that you remember to take what you've learned here at DSU and carry it with you for the rest of your lives. Congratulations, everyone, and good luck on your next adventure, whatever it may be.
Thank you, Brianne, for those inspiring words. It is now my honor and privilege to introduce our commencement speaker, Ms. Carly Fiorina, founder and president of Carly Fiorina Enterprises. Throughout her esteemed career, Carly Fiorina has relied on two constants: leadership and problem solving. From helming Hewlett-Packard to her 2016 presidential run to heading several philanthropic organizations, she's channeled an innate ability to help others reach their highest leadership potential. Specifically, Ms. Fiorina led Hewlett-Packard to become the 11th largest company in the United States by making difficult decisions when necessary and initiating bold moves at the same time. Ms. Fiorina's leadership skills also have been leveraged to problem-solve world health crises. During the 2014 Ebola crisis, as chairman of the board for Good 360, Ms. Fiorina galvanized the U.S. business community to provide supplies to West Africa. Additionally, Ms. Fiorina has served as an advisor for the State Department and Department of Defense and counseled on the formation of the Department of Homeland Security. After 9/11, she served as the chairman of the External Advisory Board of the CIA. As a presidential candidate, Ms. Fiorina became well known for empowering and engaging citizens. Today, Ms. Fiorina is a passionate advocate for problem solving, innovation, and effective leadership. She is founder and chairman of Carly Fiorina Enterprises, which works with companies to create an equitable workplace culture, build high-performance teams, and teach the fundamentals of leadership. Please join me in welcoming Carly Fiorina to the podium.
Good morning. What a great day, a little steamy up there, but this is a thrilling celebration, and I am so privileged to be here to join you for it. Today is an outpouring of love and pride and joy, the fulfillment that comes from a hard-won accomplishment. All this pomp and formality, the processional music, the robes, the colorful academic hoods, even the crazy hats, all these things mark a ceremony that has gone on throughout the ages for hundreds of years all around the world. Through wars and pandemics, in boom times and dark times. At each of these graduation ceremonies, we celebrate academic achievement and the awarding of letters and degrees. We celebrate dedication, commitment, and excellence. We celebrate one journey completed, another just begun. We are part of a time-honored tradition. We are part of human history. But here, today, at this commencement, you and your families and friends and colleagues are actually all that matter. You wait patiently for your name to be called. Your family and supporters ready their cheers of pride and delight as you cross the stage and grasp your diploma. You tingle with anticipation and wonder, will I feel differently when I'm actually holding that diploma? You and your families and friends have the sensation that the rest of the world has fallen away. All the struggles that have led you to this time and place soften in your memory. And what is left is a profound sense of gratitude to all those who helped you arrive here, and a deep sense of satisfaction. Yes, we are all part of human history, but today is about your particular history and the history you will make as trailblazers in the world when you leave here. The diploma that you will receive has only your name embossed upon it, but your graduation is most definitely a team effort. And so let us pause one more time and take a moment to express our gratitude to your families, to your friends and colleagues, to your professors, administrators, and professional staff here at Dixie State University, to all those who helped you arrive today. The dictionary defines a trailblazer as someone who blazes a trail for others to follow. Whether you are aware of this or not, every graduate seated before me has already shown the way for others to follow. Perhaps it is a friend or a family member or neighbor or colleague at work. Someone somewhere is watching your achievement today and thinking differently about their own possibilities. Someone somewhere is watching you graduate and wondering whether they too can achieve something important and difficult and meaningful. Someone somewhere is inspired by you and the example you set. In other words, being a trailblazer means being a leader. A trailblazer is also defined as someone who finds a path. And the most important path you must find as you graduate today is your own. Many years ago, when I sat where you sit now, listening to a commencement speech and waiting to receive my diploma, I was afraid. Of course, I was excited and proud and grateful as well, but mostly, I confess, I was afraid. I was afraid of an uncertain future, a time of war and recession and an energy crisis. I was afraid of the weight of others' expectations, or perhaps afraid that no one had any expectations of me at all, because it was a different time for a woman then. Afraid of squandering the investment that others had made in me, afraid of taking a wrong turn, afraid to disappoint. I was a philosophy and a history major, and don't worry, for you liberal arts majors out there, there is a role for you in a 21st century world. Afraid of all these things, I did what was easiest for me back then. I chose to please my parents. I enrolled in law school. The law is a noble profession, but I went to law school not because the profession called to me, but because it felt like the easiest way forward. It was the expected path. 3 months later, and completely miserable, I came home, held my breath, and told my parents that law school was not for me. I left before the first semester ended, and I took the first job I was offered as a receptionist for a 9-person real estate firm. My prospects were dim. I could barely pay the rent. My parents were concerned and disappointed. Quitting law school was the most difficult decision I had ever made at that point in my life. I was devastated by my parents' reaction, and I was even more afraid then than I had been 6 months earlier at my graduation. Had I already made a terrible mistake? Had I ruined my life? About 7 years before this, I was living with my family in Ghana, West Africa. One day while driving through the savannah with Ghanaian friends, I saw enormous mounds of dirt. These, my friends explained, were termite hills, built over years through the hard work of many, many termites. The life of a termite was to leave the nest each morning and push dirt along a certain path. At night, the termites would return to the nest only to begin again the next morning along the same path. Heads down, pushing dirt day after day. As I contemplated this life of a termite, my friend said, people can be a lot like termites. It has taken me many years to understand how true this is. We are a lot like termites in so many ways. We put our heads down and we push our dirt. It is easy to understand why. We all have a lot of dirt to push. We have hard work and tough choices. We have important responsibilities. It is not easy getting through what we must do each and every day, and so we keep our heads down and we push our dirt. Too often, though, our path is prescribed by what others expect, or what we're told we should expect of ourselves, or by what we worry about others will say, or by what we are afraid to try. And so we put our heads down and we keep trudging forward. The day I quit law school, I decided I could not be a termite. I could not live the life someone else had chosen for me. I had to pick my head up, look around, and find my own path. Although I was afraid, very afraid, I remembered what my mother had once said to me. What you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God. Fast forward many years. In the slums of New Delhi, India, I met a woman. She and her family lived in desperate poverty. It had always been this way. One day, she was offered a microloan and entrepreneurial training so that she could build a small business and help her family escape their hand-to-mouth existence. But this was not the path she was supposed to choose. Women did not do this. And so her parents, her husband, her friends, they all said no. You do not depart from the path you have been assigned. Your path is to do the best you can with the way things are. For a long year, she said no to the unexpected opportunity of a small loan. And then one day, she said yes. One day, she decided to chart her own path and change things for the better. I asked her what her family thought now. She laughed and said, "They are all very happy. They all work for me." She had changed her family's life for the better. But imagine for a moment how difficult it was for her to risk the disapproval of everyone she knew. Imagine how those who had advised her not to take this loan reacted when the going got tough. And the going always gets tough when change is required and when the objective is worthwhile, but also difficult. Imagine how many people were just waiting to say, "I told you so. Things can't change. Better to keep your head down and do the best you can with the way things are." Despite how difficult it must have been, this woman in India learned she had far more potential than she had ever realized. She learned her family had more potential. They had the potential to change their world and change their lives. When you leave here and begin your career, or perhaps continue your career, you will encounter many people who advise you to keep your head down and do the best you can with the way things are. You will encounter people who don't believe you have potential, or perhaps are threatened because they believe you actually might have potential. I know. Eventually, I would land in one of the largest companies in America at the very bottom of a very long corporate ladder, a company with 1 million employees. I arrived like a fish out of water, and most everyone expected nothing of me. Some, many, told me to keep my head down and accept the way things are. But a few joined me when I said, "This problem we've been dealing with, can't we make it better? Can't we change things?" Little by little, with the help of others, I solved problems. I kept solving bigger and bigger problems. I did not have a plan to become a CEO. I did not have the expectation that someday I would become a CEO, but one day, some 25 years after, I had accepted that job at that little 9-person real estate firm. I found myself back again in that same building, looking across the street at the new building that housed my office as CEO of what would become the largest technology company in the world. Problems are a part of life. You will be surrounded by problems. You know this, you already have. You will be surrounded by problems that could be let go but should be solved, as well as the opportunity to solve them. I know from experience that problems are usually obvious to everyone, but solving them requires you to change something, or challenge something, or try something new. And this is when the termite in all of us frequently appears. And instead of driving change, or challenging the status quo and the way things are, or innovating and trying something new, we put our heads down and keep pushing our dirt. We don't find out how much potential we really have. As you leave here today, don't leave your trailblazing days behind you. Pick your head up, find your path, look around, and change things for the better. Stay a trailblazer and become a leader. Leadership, I have learned, is not about position or title or fortune or fame. I told you the story of the woman in India because hers is a story of trailblazing and leadership in a place and in a person where we perhaps would least expect it. Leaders find the path of courage, the courage to try new things, the courage to ask tough questions, the courage to withstand criticism, the courage to make your own decisions and be held accountable for them. I have sometimes been described as fearless, but this is not true. I just have a lot of practice getting over fear because, believe me, I have been afraid of many things. And here's what I know. Everyone is afraid of something, and fear never leaves. It is part of life. But courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is getting over fear and moving forward, rather than becoming paralyzed by fear and standing still or fitting in when you know you need to break out and chart your own course. Without courage, there can be no new trails blazed. Without courage, nothing changes for the better, including our own lives. Trailblazers keep going when the going gets tough, and the going always gets tough. In truth, we usually learn the most during the tough times, not the easy times. When we learn, we grow stronger and wiser. But character is required during those tough times. The character to believe in yourself. The character to do the right thing when the easy thing would suffice. The character to hold steady and see clearly during the difficult times. Trailblazers and leaders find the resilience to overcome setbacks, disappointments, and defeats because these, too, are part of every life. Leaders collaborate with others. They know that everything worthwhile is a team effort. They recognize their own strengths while at the same time recognizing and leveraging the strengths of others. They build alliances and seek support because none of us succeed alone. Sometimes in the moment, it might feel easier to go it alone and do it ourselves. Sometimes we think it might be more satisfying to be a solitary hero. What we all learn, sooner or later, is that collaboration always pays off in life and at work. In particular, learn to find those who will lift you up, like all the people here. There are always those who will criticize and put you down. Find the ones who will lift you up and collaborate with you. Courage, character, collaboration, all these help each of us find our path. All are characteristics of a leader. All are choices each of us can make, and all are disciplines that must be practiced for a lifetime. But the single most important difference between a termite and a trailblazer is this. A termite puts their head down, sees only what is right in front of them, and does what they already know how to do. A trailblazer picks their head up, looks around, and sees possibilities. The possibility of a problem solved, the possibility of a worthwhile effort, the possibility of changing things for the better, the possibility to have an impact on others and make a difference, the possibility to discover how much potential you actually have and to discover that same potential in others. When those possibilities are seen, a leader blazes a trail to turn those possibilities into reality. Today, soak in all the love and the pride and the joy that surrounds you. Today, reflect on all you have learned and the person you have become. Today, and perhaps long into tonight, celebrate this significant milestone in your life. And then tomorrow, do not leave your trailblazing days behind you. Tomorrow, find your courage, build your character, and seek out those with whom you can collaborate. Most of all, tomorrow, keep your head up, look around, and see all the possibilities for you to make a difference. See all the possibilities and the problems that should be solved. See all the possibilities in the people that surround you, no matter how powerful the status quo may be. There are always real possibilities, wherever you are and whoever you are, to change things for the better. It doesn't matter who you are, or what you look like, or where you come from. We are all gifted by God with more potential than we realize. Congratulations to the trailblazing class of 2022. Tomorrow, find your own path, blaze your own trail, and make of yourself the leader each of you can be. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Fiorina, for sharing your story and inspiring us all. We will next be pleased to listen to the Dixie State University Symphony Band under the direction of Dr. Bryant Smith as they present Dance Bohemian by Randall Standridge.
It is now my pleasure to award our 2022 honorary doctorate degrees. Will Mr. Gary Stone and Miss Lori Hunt please come to the podium? In all he does, Mr. Gary Stone blends business, operational, academic, and scientific concepts to produce great results. In early 2022, he joined St. George-based aerospace company Intergalactic as Chief Operating Officer after having previously served as chairman of the board. Previously, Mr. Stone was an institution within the institution of Intermountain Healthcare, where he worked for nearly a quarter century. Beginning his career as a registered nurse in the 1990s, Mr. Stone rose in the ranks to become a system-level administrator and one of the most influential voices within the state's largest employer. In 2014, Mr. Stone spearheaded the development of Intermountain Precision Genomics, a new venture founded after the landmark hereditary population study and designed to bring forth a new era of healthcare personalized to the individual down to the DNA level. In all his ventures, Mr. Stone is led by the principles of growth, progress, and continuous improvement. I invite Trustees Chair Tiffany L. Wilson to join me at the podium.
As authorized by the State Board of Higher Education, Dixie State University takes pride in awarding this Honorary Doctor of Humanities degree to Mr. Gary Stone. At the recommendation of the Dixie State University Administration and Board of Trustees, and by the authority vested in me by law and by the Utah Board of Higher Education, I confer upon you, Mr. Gary Stone, the honorary degree of Doctor of Humanities with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereunto, in official recognition of your dedication to causes that are just and your service and contributions for the good of humankind. We are grateful and proud to recognize you.
Accepting the posthumous honorary doctorate degree on behalf of Mr. John Brent Hunt will be Mrs. Lori Hunt. As founder and CEO of Soft Cell Biological Research, John Brent Hunt discovered the presence of L-form bacteria and developed methods for studying these microbiome. Decades of working in construction and incomplete recoveries from major surgeries inspired Mr. Hunt to examine his own blood in his home office. Throughout this process, Mr. Hunt utilized skills he learned in the 80s as a student working in the microbiology lab at Dixie State College. In the years that followed, Hunt founded new companies, established a bustling lab in Dixie State Science Building, built a large federally certified lab, developed a patented protocol, connected with people suffering from chronic disease, established a working relationship with esteemed institutions, and transformed the experiences and lives of students through internships and employment. In a tragic loss to his family, community, employees, students, and the scientific world, Brent died at age 59 in May of 2020. His legacy carries on in Soft Cell's work today.
At the recommendation of the Dixie State University Administration and Board of Trustees, and by the authority vested in me by the Utah Board of Higher Education, I confer upon Mr. John Brent Hunt the honorary degree of Doctor of Humanities posthumous award, with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereunto, in official recognition of his dedication to causes that are just and his service and contributions for the good of humankind. We are so grateful and honored to recognize Mr. Hunt.
We now turn to the awarding of master's, baccalaureate, and associate degrees. Names of the individual degree candidates will be read by Dr. Adriana Brandt, Ms. Darlene Dilley, Mr. Chris Gifford, and Dr. Diana Reese. Out of respect for each graduate, I ask students and members of the audience to please remain quiet while the names are announced so that all in attendance may hear. Please withhold your recognition until the entire college has been introduced. Also, we have a professional photographer taking photos of the graduates as they walk through the D. Please keep the area around the D clear to allow us to keep up a timely pace. We have placed a D on the east side of the stadium and others out on campus for family and friends to take photos with their graduate after the ceremony. The candidates for master's degrees will be presented by Dr. Peter Nybert, Chair of the Dixie State University Graduate Council.
Provost LaCourse, I wish to present the candidates for the degree Master of Accountancy. Will the candidates please rise? Provost LaCourse, these candidates have completed or will complete all degree requirements and are presented to you by the graduate faculty with the recommendation that the degree Master of Accountancy be conferred.
Thank you, Dr. Nybert. Candidates will be greeted by Trustee Danny Ipson and Trustee Devin McDonald. President Williams and Dean Kyle Wells will vest you with the appropriate hood and award your diploma. Will the candidates please come forward onto the stage when their names are read?
Caden Hunt.
Wyatt Anderson.
Andrew Basel.
Devin Radmal.
Dylan Hendrickson.
Emily White Avina.
Lauren Winkler.
Ryan Migan.
Megan Ashley Hansen.
Jaylene Hernandez.
Benson B. Rich.
Devin Larson.
Provost LaCourse, I wish to present the candidates for the degree Master of Athletic Training. Will the candidates please rise? Provost LaCourse, these candidates have completed or will complete all degree requirements and are presented to you by the graduate faculty with the recommendation that the degree Master of Athletic Training be conferred.
Thank you, Dr. Nybert. I invite the Master of Athletic Training degree candidates to come forward to the stage. Candidates will be greeted by Trustee Tiffany Wilson and Trustee Colleen Kvetko. President Williams and Dean Eliezer Bermudez will vest you with the appropriate hood and award your diploma. Will the candidates please come forward onto the stage when their names are read?
Brogan Seacrest.
Kerrigan Enai.
Sarah Lemo.
Kylie Wilson.
Provost LaCourse, I wish to present the candidates for the degrees Master of Marriage and Family Therapy and Master of Arts in Technical Writing and Digital Rhetoric be conferred.
Thank you, Dr. Nybert. I invite the Master of Marriage and Family Therapy degree candidates and the Master of Arts in Technical Writing and Digital Rhetoric degree candidates to come forward to the stage. Candidates will be greeted by Trustee David Elkington and Trustee Betty Barnum. President Williams, Dean Stephen Lee, and Dr. Peter Nybert will vest you with the appropriate hood and award your diploma. Will the candidates please come forward onto the stage when their names are read?
Chelsea Lyden.
Mackenzie Folger.
Dawn Brock.
Riley Taylor Shields.
Haley Evans.
Samantha Elizabeth Jensen.
Brianna Velling.
Jessica Blackett Buckles.
Brianna McFadden.
Jasha Evans.
Kelsey Jones.
Tate Pierce.
Will the candidates for the master's degree in accountancy, athletic training, marriage and family therapy, and technical writing and digital rhetoric please rise? On the recommendation of the graduate faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer on each of you the master's degree in your chosen field. I extend to you the congratulations and best wishes of your university. You may be seated.
We will now turn our attention to the awarding of baccalaureate and associate degrees. The candidates from the College of the Arts will be presented by Dean Jeffrey Jarvis.
Provost LaCourse, I wish to present the candidates from the College of the Arts. Will the candidates please rise? Provost LaCourse, these candidates have completed or will complete all the requirements for the degrees Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science in Art, Dance, Digital Film, Music, Music Education, Theater, the Bachelor of Fine Arts in Studio Art, or the Bachelor of Music in Music Performance. On the recommendation of the faculty, I am pleased to present the candidates to you.
Thank you, Dean Jarvis. Candidates will be greeted by Trustee Chair Tiffany Wilson and Trustee Vice Chair Colleen Kvetko. I invite the candidates from the College of the Arts to come forward and receive their diploma.
Ching Shu Wei.
Bradley Stuckey.
Zaida Machado. McKaylee Mosman Stack.
Karina Larson.
Aaron Nolan.
Haley Foster. Marilee Ford.
Melissa Joe Ferguson.
Kolaya Leonard.
Jordan Wicker. Tyson Child.
Maria Bradley.
Mia Smith.
Macy Gordon. Isabel Nielsen.
Daria Decker.
Michaela Vaughn.
Lorraine Decker. Michael Gonzalez.
Jose Moja.
McCade Nelson.
Miles Mon.
Allison Butler.
Tamara Beth Shakespeare.
Bailey McKechnie.
Ian Harvey.
Cassandra Brower.
Andrea Bustillo.
Sarah Larson.
Chasten Lacayo.
Wendy Smith.
James Rhodes.
Dee Dee Dixon.
Tanner McCowan.
Brianne Burby.
Mercedes Ollie Murguia.
Megan Cross.
Sydney Jane Dexter.
Colton Johns.
Sydney Burns.
Katrina Blakely.
Brooks Brunke.
Christine Clausen.
Nathan Huey.
Faith Amelia Hall.
Stephen Fearing Jr.
Chantel Hawsey. Alua Kadrabe Katrabola.
The candidates from the College of Business will be presented by Dean Kyle Wells.
Provost LaCourse, I wish to present the candidates from the College of Business. Will the candidates please rise? Provost LaCourse, these candidates have completed or will complete all the requirements for the degrees, Bachelor's of Arts or Sciences in Accounting, Management, Finance, Marketing, Information Systems and Analytics, Bachelor's of Applied Science in Enterprise Management, or Associate of Science in Management or Associate of Applied Science in General Technology. On the recommendation of the faculty, I am pleased to present the candidates to you.
Thank you, Dean Wells. Candidates will be greeted by Trustee Danny Ipson and Trustee Devin McDonald. I invite the candidates from the College of Business to come forward to receive their diploma.
Kyler Blackmore.
Joseph Takau.
Alejandro Castro.
Karsten Saboryaro.
Jacob Moritzen.
Chad Fillmore.
Ricardo Lupiano.
Ryan Emery.
Sarah Dean.
Taylor Partington.
Kaylee Nash.
Aubrey Heaps.
Anna Kemp.
James Handley.
Katie Eno.
Marcus Hale.
Alonzo Lazalde.
Stetson Hyam.
Autumn Salcedo.
Pierce Kettering.
Tristan Pedersen.
Evan Greenhall.
Denyon McClendon.
Anthony Ray Marietta.
Benjamin Jones.
Xavier Hewing.
Michael Hansen.
James Johnson.
Leighton Parker.
Miranda Ekblad.
Brock Staley.
Kai Standley.
Jadra Johns.
Lauren Buxton.
Killian Argentine.
Caesar Calveo.
Juliana Honzaruk.
Joshua Pearson.
Guillaume Parra.
Kelsey Johnson.
Haley Zufelt.
Michaela Ruffing Teal.
Devin Roundy.
Mikkel Chittister.
Haley Tremeling.
Devin Louder.
Tava Lily Garibay.
Madison Fairchild.
Hunter Housel.
Cassidy Ottison Sheehy.
Rhett Williams.
Jack Sheehy.
Abraham Diaz.
Ty Hill.
Julie Steed.
Nathaniel Lincoln.
Hannah Powell.
Max Schaefer.
Dylan Davis.
Quade Jones.
David Santoskoy.
Cabe Jones.
Bryn Jones.
Clay Whitman.
Allison Hartley.
Chandler Bowler.
Haley Ramirez.
Zach Allen.
Connor Smith.
Cole Schaefer.
Dylan Hertzberg.
Dominique Kosiasi.
Rachel Iverson.
Austin Hardy.
Matea Paula Vasquez.
La Paloma Pasa.
Kesley Turek.
Joseph Agwimbag.
McKenna Hagan.
Isaac England.
Kylie Biasi.
Anderson Dibble.
Garrison Lander.
Ashley Page Dibble.
Izzy Helfrich.
Brian Dibble.
Hayden Helfrich.
Burton York.
Mikkel Davis.
Madhu Indrasenan.
Carly Brown.
Harrison Indrason.
Brianne Beard.
Zachary Aguero.
Fatima Mariscal.
Christian Francis.
Valeria Mendoza.
Moesha Spencer.
Lainey Graff.
Taylor Anderson.
Riley Geyser.
Michael Lamb.
Sydney Bauer.
Tiger Chase.
Keegan Wright.
Lisa Garcia.
Emily Hatch.
Jacob Marks.
Areli Hernandez.
Braxton Hatch.
Tristan Barnett.
Dalton Shepard.
Sydney Roeder.
Jackson Wright.
Kelly Gleason.
Charisse Madison.
Kirsten Lynn Jeffers.
Jared Phillips.
Mia Hickman.
Caden Wallace.
Emily Dannenhauer.
Timothy Nelson.
Corey Klotz.
Gray Bastion.
Tyler Bennett.
Alyssa Beer.
Brett Barton.
Marissa Klitzo.
August Wood.
Taylor Ward.
Jacob Shepard.
Aisele Afio Ae.
Porter Fitzgerald.
Wendy Tupuala.
Christian Perry.
Chauncey Loveland.
Erica Schaefer.
Brian Schultz.
Jack Sunderland.
Andrew Allen.
Dominic Ellis.
Neville Chukwujekwe.
Abigail
Zach
Blake Curry.
Zach Hansen.
Cannon Hastings.
Zachary Lowell Thomas.
Natalie Frame.
Dylan Healy.
Christy Giove.
Jedediah Jensen.
Demi Polad Ott.
Hayden Hendricks.
Ashley Lorraine Campbell.
Allie Hendricks.
Alexander Anderson.
Reagan Widener.
Austin Hunt.
Jorge Sanchez.
Brian Robbins.
Nathan Hook.
Lillian Lopez.
Carissa Burgess.
Nathan Esteves.
Cody Williams.
Holly Elizabeth McReynolds.
Candidates from the College of Education will be presented by Dean Brenda Saby.
Provost LaCourse, I wish to present the candidates from the College of Education. Will the candidates please rise? Provost LaCourse, these candidates have completed or will complete all the requirements for the degrees Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education, Bachelor in Individualized Studies, Bachelor of Arts or Science in Integrated Studies, Associate of Science or Arts in Early Childhood Education. On the recommendation of the faculty, I am pleased to present the candidates to you.
Thank you, Dean Saby. Candidates will be greeted by Trustee Betty Barnum and Trustee David Elkington. I invite the candidates from the College of Education to come forward and receive their diploma.
Brenna Southwick.
Ashlyn Osler.
Alicia Brichot.
Anna Springer.
Haley Ann Fiola.
Shayla Bodine.
Kylie Haynes.
Nicole Cleverly.
Hannah Waddell.
Brett Hemingway.
Riley Moon.
Stephen Ingram.
Casey Proa.
Hope Mullins.
Keely Gunter.
Kaylee Ballman.
Lindsay Hurd.
Kyalyn Jones.
Kristen Fisher.
Madison Bragg.
Annie Radke.
Jesslyn Segmiller.
Addison Solt.
Kate Cragun.
Natasha Landon.
Alexia Passy.
Savannah Harder.
Sarah Hines.
Emmeline C. Rawlinson.
Lainey Jensen.
Courtney Randall.
Callan Gubler.
Marcy Evans.
Sydney Washburn.
Morgan Naylor.
Mindy McEachern.
Kendall Judy.
Bo Holbert.
Haley Alvarado.
Derek Liston.
Hayden Rowe.
Natalie Parkinson.
Aubrielle Frainer.
Jack Walton.
Sarah Hamilton.
Taylor Dorston.
JC Irene Rivers.
Mackenzie Nelson.
Jasa Kate Bell.
Demery Ann Nunley.
Tess Nipko.
Taylor Brinkerhoff.
Megan Ortiz.
Haley Bolter.
Megan Boyle.
Marley Jorgensen.
Taylor Lundell.
Sierra Smith.
The candidates for the College of Health Sciences will be presented by Dean Ellie Bermudez.
Provost LaCourse, I wish to present the candidates from the College of Health Sciences. Will the candidates please rise? Provost LaCourse, these candidates have completed or will complete all the requirements for the degrees Bachelor of Science in Dental Hygiene, Exercise Science, Medical Laboratory Science, nursing, respiratory therapy, population health, recreation and sports management, Bachelor of Applied Science in Health Administration, or Associate of Applied Science in Emergency Medical Services, medical radiography, nursing, physical therapist assistant, or surgical technology. On the recommendation of the faculty, I'm pleased to present these candidates to you.
Thank you, Dean Bermudez. Candidates will be greeted by Trustee Danny Ipson and Trustee Devin McDonald. I invite the candidates from the College of Health Sciences to come forward and receive their diploma.
Courtney Hill.
Michael Nelson.
Brinley Joe Johnson.
Jennifer Finnegan.
Olivia Ravetto.
Cameron Markle.
Madeline Marola.
Alora Price.
Sierra Davis.
Abigail Holiday.
Kenzie Beardall Atkinson.
Lexi Fowler.
Leah Ming.
Emma Ward.
Sarah Nebaker.
Naomi Brooks.
Madison Campbell.
Jessica Jones.
Rachel Fales.
Lauren Parker.
Ubaldo Carmona.
Lexi Hathaway.
Alexa Hetherington.
Casey Rogers.
Caitlin Rochester.
Corinne Bodley.
Joshua Howells.
Tegan Kirby.
Lucas Bayton.
Emily Webster.
Heather Blazer.
Whitney Sanders.
Kiera Stubbs Holbert.
Melanie Riggs.
Brittany Jaquetta.
Katanya Stevens.
Kathy Larson.
Alexi Maxwell.
Taylin Houston.
Markel Blackmore.
Gwendolyn Randall.
Ellie Heidenreich.
Caleb Chacon.
Abigail Woods.
Tama Afualo.
Courtney Kezis.
Elizabeth Othia Reader.
Ansley Marks.
Erica Smith.
Hannah Daw.
Brooke Lewis.
Riley Pruitt.
Carly Swope.
Briley Erdley.
Ashton Watts.
Marley Smith.
Shelby Marks.
Brianna Reed.
Amanda Chestnut.
Bryson Cole.
Miranda Acosta.
Austin Bamer.
David Nance.
Wade Walquist.
Lauren Berger.
Brianna Munoz.
McKenna Lassen.
Morgan Jensen Cook.
Sierra Otzan.
McKenna Butte.
Kylie Price.
Canyon Dearden.
Taylor Johnson.
Isaac Garcia.
Aaron Brower.
Damian Garcia.
Carly Alt.
Jordan Ari Gabriel Pacheco Laguna.
Brooklyn Jackman.
Andrew Canelli Robles.
Camille Morris.
Jessica Bills.
Kaylee Friant.
Danzy Stevens.
Emily Kimball.
Taryn Thomas Mitchell.
Tatiana Wood.
Jasmine Euler.
Courtney Beaumont.
Ellie Ewell.
Courtney Bukers.
Megan Gaskill.
Chloe Harlan.
Sierra Schimmel.
Curtis Nisbet.
Jordan Connor.
Gabe Claybaugh.
Kennedy Labrum.
Anthony Adams.
Megan Nielsen.
Spencer Whitehead.
Cambry Howard.
Josh Pettis.
Tanner Beckstrom.
Jordan Prince.
Kylie Wardle.
Rebecca Ferris.
Chase Lopez.
Bailey Nelson.
Troy Hodson.
Tatum Evans.
Tyler Warner.
Colton Brailsford.
Sierra Contreras.
Melissa Molman.
Kylie Sedweeks.
Heather Lacey.
Rhett Shamo.
Gabby Royal.
Rafe Kitchell.
Madison Flippants.
Nicholas Saidi.
Kevin Kirk.
Bryce Stroud.
Madison Log.
Abigail Clemens.
Hannah Levitt.
Caitlin Bonnickson.
McKenna Meheula.
Gentry Manning.
Nate Scobie.
Zachary Bullock.
Connor Eyre.
Derek Brunson.
Keaton Hansen.
Gabriel Harward.
Lane Johnson.
Haley Hunt.
Cameron Browning.
Kenna Resendez.
Kobe Buchanan.
Kayla Medina.
Ashley Williams.
Naomi Malloy.
Whitney Ruth Hawkins.
Olivia Madsen.
Carson Rose Marie Alexander.
Madison Wolfley.
Elizabeth Clark.
Lindsay Chadwick.
Hannah Stedman.
Aaliyah Augustin.
Mercedes Reichel.
Charlie Jones.
Kylie Kincaid.
Ivana Bowler.
JJ Burrell.
Ashley Frischnick.
Courtney Kelshaw.
Allison Horton.
Cassandra Benson.
Kessa Levitt.
Brogan Reynolds.
Sierra Staley.
Sidhu Iran Kamili.
Caitlin Abel.
Kennedy Thurgood.
Kelsey May Ingram.
Nikenna Durante.
Taylor Olson.
Monica Sue Parks.
Cami Freeman Christensen.
Janice Marie Mitchell.
Madison Cox.
Edward Dotson.
Bryn Elise Thornock.
Camille Huntsman.
Aubrey Hepworth.
Hannah Colley.
Andrew Berge.
Grace Nielsen.
Jaden Yort.
Anna Seaton.
Amberly Frisbee.
Kara Probian.
Taylor Collins Vigil.
Nicole Fitzgerald.
Michelle Ryrie.
Alyssa Owen.
Morgan McVeigh.
Carly Green.
Madison Hildebrandt.
Aspen Jacobs.
Kara Heidenreich.
Brandy McGee.
Marissa Cabral.
Palmyra Sedeno.
Sage Vaha Taliafoa.
Jennifer Davis.
Preston Quinney.
Stephanie Osmond.
Josh Batten.
Nicole Crampton.
Jared Smith.
Megan Phelps.
Leanne Carbine.
Melanie Wood.
Liana Emenshu.
Hannah Thompson.
Hannah Goodfellow.
Paige Clark.
Christopher Patton.
Misty Rain Rasmussen.
Josie Henry Mancione.
Hannah Podolsky.
Gage Manzione.
Connor Palmer.
Tyreek Wright.
Allison Rolfe.
Jaden Sharp.
Sheila Acotley.
Jesse Osler Coombs.
Amelia Bayardo.
Daniel Brubaker.
Adri Wakefield.
Jacob Moore.
Kristen Eads.
Levi Lord.
Ava Sholay.
Emily Maldonado.
Micah Lewis.
Kyra Miley.
Karina Geranios.
Jennifer Allen Hansen.
Amy Begay.
Carson Phillips.
Nicholas Jensen.
Justin Dunham.
Homi Kidwai.
Jace Middleton.
Oakley Joe McGarry.
Spencer Scarcelli.
Mark McGarry.
Paul Marsters.
Bethany Hill.
Ashley Orgenta.
Camila Arevalo.
Rachel Morgan.
Lara Korchinska.
Rosie Iga.
Burke Gunderson.
Michaela Owen.
Summer Nebaker.
Shawnee Stratton.
Shaylee Curtis.
Savannah Thomas.
Mackenzie Chesler.
The candidates from the College of Humanities and Social Sciences will be presented by Dean Stephen Lee.
Provost LaCourse, I wish to present the candidates from the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Will the candidates please rise? Provost LaCourse, these candidates have completed or will complete all requirements for the degrees Bachelor of Arts or Science in Applied Sociology, Criminal Justice, English, History, Psychology, Spanish, Bachelor of Applied Science in Professional Studies, or Associate of Science in Criminal Justice. On the recommendation of the faculty, I am pleased to present the candidates to you.
Thank you, Dean Lee. Candidates will be greeted by Trustee Chair Tiffany Wilson and Trustee Vice Chair Colleen Kvetko. I invite the candidates from the College of Humanities and Social Sciences to come forward and receive their diploma.
Jonah Tuttle.
Corbin Caldwell.
Philip Gebler.
Corey Gardner.
Danielle Whitlock.
Fabi Pushman.
Brandon Webb.
Mary Krasinski.
Julia Tennant.
Grace Craig.
Jordan Trujillo.
Micah Hoppy.
Casey Bowles.
Kristen Nicodemus.
Sarah and Jackson Cooney.
Cassidy Price.
Stephanie Schmidt.
Haley Sherble.
Brianne Carter.
Emily Winona.
Alexandra Grange.
Taya Pearson.
Alicia Williams.
Jonathan Henninger.
Melissa Herrera.
Joshua Daniels.
Melissa Aguirre.
Jalen Powell Muhammad.
Tina Hicks.
Elise Larson.
Andrea Anaya.
Gino Perez.
Sandy Lemon.
Erica Whaley.
Lisa Johns.
Julia Lynch.
Leah Hopkinson.
Carly Nixon.
Ellen Jensen.
Cassandra Price.
Kai Phillips.
Isaac Wallen.
Rachel K. Huntsman.
Christopher Chipman.
Lakia Davis.
Chrisana Wilson.
Naomi Vasquez.
Sierra McKinley.
Ali K. Garrow.
Christopher Ranieri.
Cassidy Windley.
Chapman Wade.
Kyra Chambers.
Gregory LaVogue.
Hannah Hickman.
Manoli Sedera.
Madison Kellogg.
Daniel Hayes.
Allison Furs.
Tamano Yamanaka.
Amy Treywick.
Brittany Zapeta.
Jamie Garcia.
Esmeralda Santos.
Carrie Ann Gurr.
Israel Ramirez.
Marissa Alstrom.
Alyssa Gonzalez.
Satima Maliatulua.
Alexander Dalton.
Malaki.
Jacob Zimmerman.
Samuela Kanonataha.
Dane Hall.
Mackenzie McBride.
Sydney Murchison.
Taylor Ann Johnson.
Kyle Murray.
George Pierpont.
David Leonard.
Emily Sheehy.
Brandon Hicks.
Heidi Goetz Turner.
Elisa Gao.
Caden Milburn.
David Thornton.
Breland Milburn.
Caitlin Wilcox.
Emma Quarenberg.
Sandra Benitez.
Rayma Jordan.
Daniela Centeno.
Ruben Taylor.
Issa Kate Bess.
Ashley Para.
Samantha Cowley.
Sarah Strictly and JC Robinson.
Jelizia Rodriguez.
Nicholas Garcia.
Janet Nenny.
Tatum Day.
Romario Laku.
Chandler Miles.
Laolive Toga.
Thomas Webb.
Kenya Woods.
Kennedy Cobb.
Elizabeth Chittister.
Christian Florence.
Amy Whiting.
Chanel Stevens.
Rebecca Heinz.
Briar Stevens.
Delaney Merritt.
Savannah Echohawk.
Danielle Talbot.
Amy Gee.
Kara Barlow.
Taylor Giles.
Kyle Blackham.
Jessica Anderson.
Tyler Gorell.
Savannah Shepman.
Kristen Straylau.
Amy Clyde.
Maddie Kelm.
Maggie Yunker.
Stephen Gubler.
Sabrina Gilbert.
Marcus Lindsay.
Michaela Laws.
Emmeline Hauser.
Rachel Mortensen.
Timothy Lurie.
Jennifer Farnsworth.
Derek Peterson.
Abigail Hardman.
Marina Hober.
Kaylee Clem.
Morgan Giddens.
Casey Olson.
Madison Christensen.
Cole Kitchell.
Samantha Bateman.
Alejandro Mejia.
Brooke Garso and Adam Garso.
Spencer Lundell.
Aspen Stevens.
Joshua Kahahuman.
Olivia Rude.
Alex Johansson.
Ashlyn Van Tussenbrook.
Logan Gary.
Mallory Eldridge.
Will Yamasaki.
Casey Crawford.
Ashley Roundy.
Matt Lockwood.
Michael Bokinski.
Chad Holland.
Ethan Grazer.
Pamela Zamora.
Marco Olea.
Megan Trainer.
Justin Evans.
Connor Collins.
Quinn Evans.
Mackenzie Castile.
Denise Davenport.
Natalie Racinos Peralta.
Danef Sierra.
Madison Moss.
Olivia Hollinger.
Janique Jacobs.
Christy Shields.
Penny Mills.
Bailey Martin.
Jesse Brinkerhoff.
Fatima Gutierrez.
Elizabeth Holbrook.
Noel Carr.
Yeah. Brindley Har and Sarah Har.
Peyton Allred.
James Borzoni.
Dylan Holiday.
Genesis Renteria.
Hayden Slaw.
Skylar Skog.
Abriana Ramos.
The candidates from the College of Science, Engineering, and Technology will be presented by Dean Eric Pedersen.
Provost LaCourse, I wish to present the candidates from the College of Science, Engineering, and Technology. Will the candidates please rise? Provost LaCourse, these candidates have completed or will complete all the requirements for the degrees Bachelor of Arts or Science in Biochemistry, Molecular Biology, Biology, Biology with Integrated Science, Chemistry, Computer Engineering, Computer Science, Design, Earth, Energy and Environmental Science, Electrical Engineering, Information Technology, Mathematics, Mathematics Education, Applied and Computational Math, Mechanical Engineering, Physical Science Composite Teaching, Software Engineering, Bachelor of Applied Science in Technology Innovation, or an Associate of Science in Earth and Environmental Science, Information Technology, Laboratory Studies, Pharmacy Prep, Pre-Engineering, or an Associate of Applied Science in General Technology. On the recommendation of the faculty, I am pleased to present these candidates.
Thank you, Dean Pedersen. Candidates will be greeted by Trustee Betty Barnum and Trustee David Elkington. I invite the candidates from the College of Science, Engineering, and Technology to come forward and receive their diplomas.
Riley Grieve.
Cutler Cowden.
Landon Fairbanks.
Nellie Hebler.
Jace Jensen.
Aubrey Anderson.
Angelina Karpanock.
Jacob Fink.
Rachel Wetton.
Cameron Palmer.
Riley Yank.
Brandon Gowans.
Megan Donnelly.
Jason Kellerstrass.
Savannah Viator.
Shandon Steiner.
Jonathan Toscano.
Micah Morgan.
Kendrick Hansen.
Eric Hughes.
Weston Wilson.
Longpai Ho.
Chase Cruz.
Yui Hun.
Sarah Lee.
Michael Harmon.
Mary Tanielle Henry.
Alec Gordon.
Garrett Williams.
Austin McLaws.
Caden Stewart.
Tito Munoz.
Vincent Bates.
Neil Cade Story.
Jonah Bloom.
Cameron Wood.
Danielle Urias.
Colton Flowers.
Raul Haraquaro.
Ryan Harden.
Joseph Abularen.
Drake Benner.
Sarah Irene Gordon.
Braden Jensen.
Orioloa Organsola.
Ryan Thompson.
Soren Smith.
Colton Davis.
Emily Bodden.
Kimball Hooper.
Lincoln Johnson.
Jessica Chedapesh.
Kennedy Louder.
Paulina Coulter.
Harley Grigg.
Ammon Taylor.
Emma Cooper.
Mark Abraham.
Corey Obrey.
Nathan Cortez.
Tanner Holleen.
Taylor Lana Millette.
Eric Cerna.
Dawson Nielsen.
Emily Gurr.
Caden Empey.
Amanda Bradshaw.
Lindsay Ellen Stuckman.
Alex Stanger.
Paul Salcedo.
Bailey Allen.
Claire McCall.
Malia H. Adamson.
Daniel Montano.
Samantha Erkenbrack.
JC Moore.
Brennan Weaver.
JC Lynn Cook Dandos.
Douglas Shackelford.
John Gramillion.
Esme Cope.
Allison Gant-Cow.
Aaliyah Godden.
Jandir Porta.
Whisper Doliwa.
Madison Youngberg.
Avery Hoskins.
Sheena Lee Louie.
Kyle Arp.
Cian Elliott.
Austin Harper.
Skylar Hartley.
Keaton Andre.
Saxon Stringham.
Daniel Blackmore.
Jordan Olson.
August Meismer.
Sarah Zaldana.
Adrian Rivera.
Ronald Galvez.
Jennifer Beatriz Garcia Santiago.
Rye Bacon.
Justin Hartman.
Lindsay Alfilish.
Danielle Dayton.
Kelsey Petty.
Elena Otterstrom.
Jonathan Nielsen.
McKenna Murdoch.
Cody Hafen.
Brandon Payne.
Carson Hinkhouse.
Marcy Judd.
Dylan Douglas Brown.
Addison Marshall.
Nicholas Henry.
Jaden Mendado.
Kenneth Andrew Lee.
William Clark.
Jaron Browning.
Naya Farnsworth.
Sean Hedgepeth.
Kyla Miller.
Tyler Bott.
Rebecca Wynn.
Samantha Esplin.
Jason Loosley.
Austin Eyring.
Kenneth Oguguam.
Emmanuel Ogunwa.
Josh Martinez.
Ella Branham.
The candidates from University College will be presented by Dean Kelly Peterson Fairchild.
Provost LaCourse, I wish to present the candidates from University College. Will all the associate degree in general studies candidates please rise? Provost LaCourse, these candidates have completed or will complete all the requirements for the degree of Associate of Art or Science in General Studies. On the recommendation of the faculty, I am pleased to present the candidates to you.
Thank you, Dean Peterson Fairchild. Candidates will be greeted by Trustee Chair Tiffany Wilson and Trustee Vice Chair Colleen Kvetko. I invite the candidates for the associate degrees in general studies to come forward and receive their diploma.
Paige Torzak.
Lilo Clark.
Kendra McKinnon.
Gerardo Vargas Zuniga.
Emma Christensen.
Rushin Shaw.
Cambry Holt.
Emmeline Christensen.
Celesta Barlow.
Kayla Bitsui.
Catherine West.
Tuitz Kanash.
Hayden Meekum.
Leah Savage.
Jill Levitt.
Connor Bennett.
Jennifer Cruz.
Nikki Trush.
Kaylee Hooley.
Emily Nelson.
Ian Butler.
Landon Thomas.
Dawson Bertuzzi.
Sarah Rausch.
Sydney Johnson.
Kaylee Western.
Emma Brown.
Dylan Beislein.
Kayla Hendrickson.
Spring Covington Shock.
Jack Robinson.
Tylee Judd.
Halen Thompson.
Braxton Judd.
Savannah Hartle.
April Larson.
Tessa Brown.
Callie Chamberlain.
Tanya Michelle Barton.
Samantha Cole.
Rachel Adams.
Ashley Staten.
Isabella Muggleston.
Nathan Wright.
Sage Walters.
Krish Kotak.
Nadia Dodu.
Stanley Talamoa.
Cassie Dent.
Genesis Aguirre Gelander.
Kelsey Richardson.
Macy Hicken.
Caitlin Backus.
Annette Mutenyo.
Brinley Theriot.
Caden Robinson.
Xochitl Avila.
Payson Hudson.
Melanie Juarez.
Kennedy Bond.
Veronica Ruiz.
Gracie Walker.
Lexus Galicia.
Dakota Young.
Adri Earl.
Jeremiah Nickel.
Cayenne Pepper Klein.
Joshua Harris.
Tobias Bonilla.
Matthew Blake Ehlers.
Ian Western.
Camden Rocha.
Hiram Andes.
Zion Andresen.
Allison Sandoval.
Belle Iverson.
Avery D. Simon.
J.L. Haas.
Ammon Florian.
Austin Alexander.
Andrew McConkey.
Tracy Crandall.
Maxwell Stevens.
Sharon Hayward.
Benjamin McConkey.
Breanne Matthews.
Tyler Thomas.
Michelle Manzanares.
Alex Bracken.
Jason Polton.
Carissa Wales.
Dane Rose.
Layla Clyde.
Catherine Rose.
Dulce Espinoza.
Samantha Tomlin.
Macy Knapp.
Cadence Smiler.
Samantha Stratton.
Ben Fika.
Angelie Lundahl.
Luca Anderson.
Itzel Guzman.
Dre Loudon.
Nicole McNeil.
Mason the Legend Vasquez.
Brinley Robertson.
Landon Bryan.
Abigail Bradley.
Alexander Jones.
Lucy Andelin.
Eiley Hansen.
Jonathan Ashton.
Jaden Hansen.
Grant Taylor.
Sierra Aldridge.
Louise Peterson.
Isabel Edgington.
Elijah Andreasen.
Kiani Bonilla.
Katura Stratton.
Talia Nelson.
Michael Hampley.
Dana Anderson.
Jaden Shirtliff.
McKinley Brooke.
Alexandra Baumgartner.
Jake Hafen.
Stephen Tanner Hadlock.
Nicholas Quintero Contreras.
Kevin Rodriguez.
Michaelin Hagan.
Riley Brown.
Kobe Pazance.
Wyatt Evertson.
Dana Gubler.
Joseph Lucero.
Brianne Edwards.
Evelyn Fuentes.
Tegan Andrus.
Whitney Brown.
Elena McGill.
Sarah Jane Suker.
Brecken Bradshaw.
Gregory Levitt.
Ashton Rex.
Ashley Wyand.
Dylan Clayton.
Lindsay Kozad.
Summerlin Charlesworth.
Brett Sajovi.
Wesley Woodland.
Jaden Camp.
Madison Ferry.
Ryan Ray.
Elizabeth Clough.
Rebecca Farnsworth.
Nathan Whitman.
Raymond Robert Johnson.
Kylie Jones.
Ruby Claro.
Jasmine Larson.
Reagan Workman.
Lawana Webb.
Rachel Barton.
Eliana Hernandez.
Liliana Rogers.
Ohani Levitt.
Morgan Herdsman.
Blake Scovard.
Ellie Shirtliff.
Seal Matalalo.
Abigail Larkin.
Dayton Wolfley.
Riker Radley.
Graciela Medina.
Sarah Fox.
Juliana Garcia.
Michaela Rogers.
Atalia Pedrosa.
Daxton Green.
Carlos Vallejo.
Ashley Farrar.
Weston Anderson.
Tacoma Dennett.
Zachary James Melton.
Rebecca Sanders.
Caden Cowley.
Lindsay Ludwig.
Jason Cowley.
Kayla Webb.
Brian Adams.
Emmy Silver.
Chloe Copling.
McKenna Huber.
Gabriel Tate.
Isabel Joy Peck.
Benjamin Burcham.
Marina Riddle.
Kirsten Welch.
Sean Gray.
Rus Arenas.
Oscar Samuel Plancarte.
Brandon Hamilton.
Taja Tyler.
Shelby Ray Swenson.
Lily Watkins.
Ellie Sunshine Beard.
Heidi Ribbons.
Serena Hunt.
Joshua Payton.
Michelle Bernal.
Dominic Valerio.
Brooklyn Houston.
Daniela Cowan.
Drew Durant.
Jennifer Martinez Palayo.
Haley Sanders.
Mercedes Torreblanca.
Ashlyn Hawkins.
Esmeralda Alegría.
Cassandra Beatty.
Liza Moreno.
Jefferson Beatty.
Luis Rogue.
Gus Brown Sugar.
Miki Akimama.
Alexa Searle.
Minami Susami.
Jamie Bonador.
Shay Johnson.
Kale Shirtliff.
Presley Menges.
Michael Pickett.
Madison Crofts.
Caitlin Robinson.
Camille Glover.
Adrienne Graham.
Cheyenne Smith.
Justin Anthony Ainsworth.
Isabel Warner.
Alina Heaton.
Josiah Brunton.
Jacob Corrigan.
Lexi Bailey.
Anel Robledo.
Mary Grace Annan.
Dallin Adams.
Alana Lynn Lesarshen Romolore.
Joel Howard.
Justice Ariana Agnes Slayton.
Justin Nakai.
Ying Lu.
Catherine Ray.
Bailey Marie Barrowman.
Kaylee Yardley.
Gabriela Amanda Homer.
Jordan Martinez.
Dakota Chameau.
Ricardo Jaracuaro Gomez.
Camry Staley.
Maisie Bailey.
Lily Polson.
Sam New.
I now ask all undergraduate degree candidates to please rise. By the authority vested in me by the Dixie State University Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon each of you, including those in absentia, the appropriate degree: Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, Associate of Applied Science, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Science, or Bachelor of Applied Science with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. You may now shift your tassels to the left, signifying conferral degrees. Please join me in congratulating the class of 2022. You may be seated. I wish now to introduce DSU's Alumni President and member of the Board of Trustees, Mrs. Betty Barnum, who will welcome our newest alumni.
Congratulations officially, wow. And now, welcome to the Dixie State Alumni Association. I'm proud to be here as the Alumni President. Today, we're celebrating you and your accomplishments here at DSU. You're starting a wonderful future, and we're looking forward to the great things you will be accomplishing. As alumni, we hope you'll stay connected with us so we can share your new adventures, and we can also share the university's new adventures. It's hard to confess, but it's been over 50 years and living in other states before I returned to this beautiful campus where I graduated from a little junior college. Wow, I couldn't believe what had happened. I'm so proud of this institution. Please don't take that long to return. Let that little bit of red sand in your shoes bring you back here to live or work or visit here. As you move forward, I hope you will keep a part of Dixie in your heart. Remember, as trailblazers, don't go where the path may lead. Instead, go where there is not a path and leave a trail for others. Congratulations, trailblazers.
Thank you, Trustee Barnum. It will now be our pleasure to honor one of DSU's great traditions as we listen to Rowena DeFiore's arrangement of Just for Now, performed by members of Dixie State University's Raging Red, after which I invite Grand Marshal Parson to come forward.
We get sentimental whenever we hear the school songs of Dixie or meet with the old gang. We start reminiscing of days that are past and wonder why such happy times cannot last. But the hour is growing late, it's time for us to part. Strange how swiftly the moments take flight. Friends and sweethearts must soon say goodnight. Just for now, just for now, we've sung the last refrain, the echoes softly die, like the school days when we had such fun. We'll remember them though they are done. Just for now, just for now. See the clock in the church tower, its lights have grown dim. The moon o'er the campus is faded and thin. And so the years will pass, our friends will come and go, and that's why we hate saying adieu to the ones who are so tried and true. But we must, though it's just for now.
Thus, we bring this ceremony to an end. Please remain seated for the recessional until the stage participants and the faculty have left the floor. Thank you.